You're live. The floor is yours.
Good evening. Let's call the meeting to order at 5 o'clock. But first, Happy New Year. It's great to see all of you. And I hope you had a great holiday season. And many thanks to all of you that's joining us today. Board and staff, please mute your phones or laptops if you're not speaking. Also, we will be welcomed by attorneys Aaron Watson and Michael Coleman today. First, I would like the approval of the agenda.
Madam Chair, this is Maurice Hurry. I approve the agenda as we have had it presented.
Bob Proctor seconds.
Is it properly moved and seconded? Any questions? And I do want to add that we will be going to executive session, so that should be added to the agenda. Okay, so hearing nothing else, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye. So it has been properly, it's been approved. So next we'll go into citizen comment.
Madam Chair, this is Director Kidd. We had no citizens turn in comments prior to this meeting.
All right, thank you, Director Kidd. Next, the approval of minutes for December 9th, 2021 for the monthly board meeting. May I have a motion?
This is Bob Proctor. I'm moved to accept.
And this is Maurice Hurry. I'll second.
It's been properly moved and seconded. Any questions? All in favor say aye.
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 Any nays? Okay, the meeting minutes have been approved for December 9th. Next, felon hearings.
There were no felon hearings this month. The state transferred the felon file today. So we will have the information for February, for January's meeting in February.
Okay, great. Thank you, Ms. Bowen. Next is office operations report.
Office operations report consists of the following. Before I begin the office operations report, I would like to do just a tad bit of housekeeping. Today will be the last meeting of one of my staff members, Ms. Pamela Daly, who will be transitioning to a different department within Douglas County. She will be replaced by an individual that is currently in the meeting. One of the individuals that you're used to seeing in another capacity is taking on additional roles. Mr. Malcolm Amvala, who's currently in this meeting, will be facilitating our meetings going forward.
Great.
Miss Pam, congratulations.
Yes, good luck.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Wow.
Thanks.
Thank you, Malcolm, for
Lord, we
stepping
can run you down.
Okay, office operations consist of the following. We have been working with the county and the state to approve county maps for redistricting. The county voted at the last commission meeting to approve the reapportionment maps for the county districts. Following this information was turned over to Douglas County Legislative Delegation in order to sponsor a bill in the legislature to approve local redistricting maps. This process is taking place now, not just with the county. This is also taking place with Douglas County school systems and the municipalities within Douglas County, to include the city of Douglasville. Each of these other two jurisdictional bodies also have to have their reapportioned maps sponsored in the legislature. The General Assembly is trying to have all local jurisdiction maps approved and back to the counties by February 1st, 2022, in order to meet a statewide imposed deadline to finish redistricting by February 18th. Part of this redistricting phase includes a review of streets and street segments listed within Douglas County. Ms. Bowen will go into further detail on this matter.
The street segments consists of all the streets in Douglas County that have been verified with GIS to be accurate. Once we review the street segments, we identify the combo number associated with each segment. The combo number is a unique grouping of numbers that assigns each voter their individual representatives for each of their overlaying districts. These districts are State House District, State Senate District, U.S. Congressional, County Commission, County School Board, and any municipalities. Once the information has been compiled based on the new reapportionment map that the county has issued, then we will update the voter file of all affected voters and issue new precinct cards.
Director Kidd, you're on mute.
I'm sorry about that. Simultaneously, while we're doing this redistricting process, we are also making sure our current precinct allocation is in compliance with election law. Mr. Filbert Smith will go into further detail about this process.
We have identified 4 precincts that, due to their size, will not accommodate the current statutory requirements of Senate Bill 202, which is 1 machine per 250 voters assigned to a precinct. The precincts that we have identified are Precinct 1260, Dog River Library, Precinct 729, Golden Methodist Church, Precinct 730, Old Courthouse, and Precinct 739, Lutheran Church. We have worked with our GIS department to identify possible locations that these particular precincts can be split into a second location within the precinct boundaries.
Okay. Election law requires that any changes to a precinct be done within 90 days before an election. Due to this fact and the fact that the entire state is going through redistricting, the state's reapportionment office has informed us that these changes may or may not be able to take place before the May 24th general primary. If this is the case, our current precinct allocation will remain in place for the May general primary, and we will add the additional precincts for the November general election. All of this is contingent upon the state legislature finishing their work and giving clearance to make these changes. If this is unable to happen for the current general primary, we will make these changes after the primary and engage in an extensive voter education and outreach campaign to let affected voters know of these potential splits. This concludes our office operations report at this time.
Thank you all. Any questions from the board? Board Member Hurry.
Director Kidd, with this new change for those those 4 precincts, will it have a negative effect on the staffing that you have in place now?
It will not affect my office staff. Essentially, this statutory requirement requires us to have a specific number of machines in each of these precincts. So the current precincts cannot handle that many machines. So within those precinct lines, we'll be splitting to a second precinct within those boundaries. So that second precinct will have to be staffed with poll workers and things like that. We are currently in a recruitment phase for poll workers for all of our precincts as we speak.
All right, thank you.
Any more questions?
Yes, Director Kidd, this is Bob. You said the precincts will not accommodate the required amount of machines. Is that space-wise or in what respect?
Yes, the new elections equipment is more components to the new elections equipment, and they have essentially backup batteries, and those have power consumption that you're drawing from a precinct. By that I mean if you plug things up, your power grid at that particular precinct may not be able to handle more than what we currently have there. So essentially, we've been looking at basically cutting precincts in half and sending half of the individuals assigned within this voting district to one precinct, and then another half to another precinct within that same precinct boundary lines.
Okay, thank you. That it's an equipment consideration.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, any more questions from the board? Great, thank you, Director Kidd and staff. Next, we will go into old business, I'm sorry. First is old business.
Old business consists of the following. The state informed us in December that they will be sending NCOA confirmations to the counties to mail out. We received 5,919 NCOA confirmations, and we mailed those confirmations on January 4th. We have had 857 returned back as undeliverable. These individuals received these confirmation because they were identified either as having moved out of state, moved out of county, or moved within county. If a voter returns these confirmations, they will be updated to their correct county location, or they can indicate that they have moved out of state, to which they will be removed from the voting rolls. There is a 40-day clock associated with this process. That clock began on January the 4th. This concludes old business at this time.
Thank you for that update. Any questions for Director Kidd? Okay, hearing none, we then go into new business.
Under new business, the new elections calendar is posted on the county's website with the advanced voting dates and times located under the advanced voting tab on the county's website. We do have one of the most robust advanced voting calendars of any county our size. We will be operating for this election cycle 7 remote early voting satellite locations that are listed on this map with dates and times under the advanced voting tab on our website. We can begin accepting absentee ballots for the May the 24th election starting on March the 7th for the general primary. These requests have to be on state-approved forms that can be found on the county's website or by contacting our office. The March the 7th is also the first day of qualifying for individuals that want to seek office within Douglas County for this May 24th general primary as well. This concludes new business at this time.
So I have a question here. Has the state stated what are some measures they're going to take around the pandemic if we're still in this situation? I know last time before there was a lot of questions around that from our voters. So have you all been provided any guidance around that?
We have not received any direction on the state as to the direction to which the state is going to go with mitigation tactics for COVID-19. Not yet at this point. No, ma'am. We have not received any guidance from the state yet.
Mm-hmm. And have you all talked about your plan B? You know, we had an outage, in one of our last elections, and, we had to close down a few precincts. Have you decided what your plan B is going to be? Will that be the vehicle, perhaps, or?
Now that we have the mobile voting unit, if we have any potential outages at polling locations, we intend to contact the governor's office to get the governor to declare a state of emergency for the county in order to allow us to essentially use our mobile voting facility during those outage timeframes or during those timeframes to which a precinct is incapacitated.
Okay, great. I think that's all I have for right now. Any additional questions from the board? Okay. Hearing none. Thank you, Director Kidd. Any board member concerns at this time? Okay, so hearing none at this moment, may I have a motion to adjourn into executive session?
Madam Chair, I make a motion that we adjourn into executive session.
Madam Chair, can you say a subject matter, one of the qualified subject matters?
We need to go into executive session to discuss legal representation.
The three subject matters would be more likely subject matters would be litigation, personnel, or real estate transactions. There are others, but those are the more likely ones. It sounds like you want to talk about a personnel issue, correct?
Personnel, yes.
Thank you.
Thank you for that clarification. So it's been properly moved and seconded that we go into executive session to discuss a personnel matter. Any questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Okay. So it has been approved to go into executive session.
And you are live, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Thank you all for waiting. We are now out of executive session. There is currently at this time nothing to report. We did speak about a personnel matter, and no votes were taken. So at this time, if there's nothing else to discuss from the board, may I have a motion to adjourn. And please note, all that's watching, our next regular board meeting is Thursday, February 10th at 5 p.m. and we'll see you. Now may I have a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion that we adjourn our meeting for today, Madam Chair.
Right.
I'll second it.
It's been properly moved and seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Bye.
Aye. Thank you all. Have a wonderful evening.